so long. Okay. Okay. All right. Hey everybody, it's Lee, and this is Let Us Say It For You. It's been a really long time since I have said that. I don't even remember what my outro was. I was trying to remember it while I was sitting here, and I was like, dang, I used to say something like wash your face, wash your hands, wash your hands, don't touch your face, or something like that. And whatever. Either way, welcome. I know it's been a very, very long time since I made an episode. I wanna tell you guys, life has been really hard or something, but it hasn't. I've been all right. I just haven't felt like doing it. And I'm disappointed because I really do like talking. I really do like having these discussions. People actually did listen to my podcast. I was very excited about that. But it's just so much work to put these things together. Every time someone talks about the podcast, I'm like, oh, it's fun, but you got to really stay on it, And you guys know I started off with Micah. And Micah this is still my friend. I was just on the phone with Micah earlier, but Micah she got 2 kids since we started the podcast. Micah is about to be married. Her wedding is in November. So Big Mike is around, but to get Big Mike and me at the same, I can't even say that because we're together all the time. So to get us together in a setting where we can make a podcast episode has been difficult. And I have started doing them myself, but then when it's just me and I'm like chilling on the couch and it's like to get up and like kind of straighten up your hair a little bit and do a podcast episode or just lay down. I'm gonna choose vibes every time, and vibes is laying down. So that's where I've been. But I'm gonna try to just consistently do this since I really do have a lot of free time, and even more so because I pay for our podcast SoundCloud and this has a website. And both of them renewed. I'm just renewing all this shit I'm not using. So now I feel like I'm wasting money, and I really don't like that. So the podcast will be coming back. I got to go make hats for me and Nicole, which was a part of the podcast. I'm still paying for that. I ain't made a hat in like 3 years. So I'm trying to see if I really actually like doing this still. That's something I think is also really important. Things I used to like to do, once I make it a mandatory thing for me to do, I don't like doing it. So if I could just set up a spot in my house somewhere where I'll always do the podcast, then I'll try. I'm just in the middle of my living room right now. I'm really just trying to get through this shit, y'all. Okay. All right. So I have a few things I want to talk about. Not much. I don't want this episode to be too long because it's been so long since I've done it. I covered where I've been. Somebody I've talked about a few times on this podcast, he just got sentenced to 10 years in prison. This is Mr. Tory Lane. Tory got sentenced to 10 years day before yesterday for the shooting of Meg the Stallion. I've seen a lot of mixed reviews. I've actually seen a lot of people saying that's what his ass was supposed to get. I've also seen a lot of people say my mom even said it last night. She was like, she doesn't think 10 years makes sense for a shot in the foot, right? And what I had to explain to my mom, which I guess a lot of people don't understand, Tory Lanez is a very talented musician. I am actually a fan of Tory Lanez. I really do like his music. But as a human, he is a very temperamental little man. Tory is not a regular nigga who just makes music. He's a felon, like a felon. Like he has hella fucking stripes already. So for somebody who has been in it, I think he was on probation, if I'm not mistaken, at the time of shooting this bitch on the foot. So it's like, he really has this badman thing where nothing can touch it. No, son, you can get touched. I mean, to hear some of the shit he allegedly even did in that dynamic, whatever, that's a different conversation. But what I will say is, yes, 10 years is a little OD, but not for the seasoned criminal that he is. What I say? I'm just trying to get through shit. Okay, so either way, Tory Lanez, the 10 years was light compared to what he could have gotten based on his history and based on the crime. Like, I don't know. I know it's different depending on the state, but I thought certain crimes, if you have a gun in your hand, it's automatically this and this years. If you fire that bitch, it's automatically another this and this years. Or I don't know if that's just a Florida thing, but 10 years, I think, is light for the amount of stupid shit Tory Lanez has done throughout his career, Meg the Stallion aside. And he did actually shoot this bitch in the foot. I'm going to do a quick intermission just on that. The fact that there are human beings today still saying that she is lying about getting shot. So fuck the doctor that said they took bullet fragments out the bitch foot, right? Fuck him. Fuck the people that heard the bullet, talked about the bullet, whatever. Forget the police officer that testified to hearing Tory Lanez try to bribe Meg out of calling the police on him. If you heard the jail conversation with him and Kelsey, and I don't really like Kelsey either because she's stupid. It's like, bitch, what are you doing? If you heard the jail conversation between him and Kelsey, he's literally like, damn, so she gonna tell? She gonna like, so how, why are we still saying that she's lying about being shot? Tory ain't even saying she lying anymore. Tory Lanez told everybody that would fucking listen that Meg was lying about being shot just to stay in court. I mean, yeah, the bitch got shot. It just wasn't me. So who the fuck was it, Tory? I just feel like there's certain conversations I just can't even have with people because I feel like y'all gonna stress me out. Y'all gonna raise my blood pressure and I don't like that. But he did the crime. He's gonna do the time. If it was just the shooting in the foot, then I'd be like, damn, they went down. They dropped the hammer a little hard on him. But he's been a problem child like his whole life. So I'm just amazed. And I don't understand how we went from calling her a liar every which way to all of a sudden, yes, she got shot, but it wasn't me. He'll probably get out for good like time served or maybe was it good behavior. I don't say I hope. It's like I don't have a dog in the fight one way or the other. I am a Megan Thee Stallion fan, but I am a Tory Lanez fan as well. And I am very pro-woman, so I feel like it's insane. I'm so irritated with all the men going around calling Meg everything but a child of God instead of just reprimanding our fellow brother who just should not have shot her in the fucking foot. But I don't take joy. I do not relish in him being sentenced to 10 years in prison. It's just a waste to me. He just wasted 10 years of his life. That's what he's about to do. So sucks for you, Tory. I wish him the best in there. I hope it's not as scary as everybody makes prison seem. I don't know. All right, next, Montgomery Brawl. Let's talk about it. I have been so pleased watching these Black people whoop these people's ass. Now, I'm happy nobody died, right? Because I don't think we're respecting how easily somebody could have got shot, how easily somebody could have got stabbed up. You know what I'm saying? This one Black lady threw this white lady in the water. If that was me, I would have died. I can't swim. So I'm very happy nobody died. Amen. I want to then go on to say the camaraderie in all these Black people running by plane, by sea. We saw the little baby swimming. He was 16. That was a 16-year-old that was swimming in that damn lake to go save that man. And I saw a lot of interviews with it. It was an older guy. And apparently the young 16-year-old, he was like a father figure to him. You know, like this was his dog. These were their coworkers. And I love that. I just love the camaraderie. I love the fellowship. I like that. If I was there, I would have been on my nails off. I would have been fighting. I would have been swinging on me a white bitch, right? So I'm just happy nobody got hurt, and I love the way everybody showed up and protected one another. And even low key, shout out to the white people. They came true trying to defend themselves, but I mean, y'all people were wrong, and it just was what it was, and I'm happy that it turned out that way. I also understand that same area where the boat situation happened was where some of our ancestors on the slave trade were picked up, dropped off, and etc. So I just feel like, I mean, I do believe in a higher power. I do believe in the ancestors, all that. And I feel like all that came through it. I don't know. Every time I see it, I smile. I remember just cackling, laughing. My mother, particularly, who is a very Jamaican woman, has gotten a kick out of watching these videos. My mama is not on social media other than Facebook, so she getting all the memes late. But every day she send me a new meme. Girl, look at this one, and look at this one, and look at this one. So, and apparently there was something in Detroit. There was a Detroit brawl or altercation with a folding chair. And I was born in Detroit, Michigan. Shout out to Detroit. I was born in Detroit, raised in Jamaica, and I've been here for most of my life, Florida. So I saw something with a chair. Some Black person hit somebody with a chair in Detroit. I'm gonna look it up, but that was hilarious. So shout out to the Montgomery Brawl. Apparently everybody got out. Nobody's in prison. I'm really talking about the black people. I heard some of the white people turn themselves in. It's very good. It's the right thing to do. Good job. Oh, okay. So there's a lady. There was a black lady there who pushed a white lady in the water, and she got fired. Apparently, a lot of them did get fired, which I kind of suspected. I was hoping that they had like really cool black managers, and it was like a real like nigga moment, but apparently that wasn't how it went. A lot of their asses did get let go. They did get let go. And one lady I saw, she was so funny. She was like, and then the lady came and fired me from the job. I don't give a fuck about this job. And then the police said they're gonna arrest me. I've been to jail. You know, she just didn't give a fuck. So they picked the right ones, right? There are some people who are scared to go to prison, me, right? And then there's others who they've been there, done that. They about their life, so it is what it is. I heard the little boy, the 16-year-old, he had a GoFundMe up, but he already shut it down. He said he raised more than enough money, so he's taken care of, and I think that's great. We should also commend our little babies for trying to save elders, right? Because that was an older black man. I just don't understand what these white people were thinking. And I'm so happy that other black people did not stand around and watch this old black man get fucked up and just didn't do shit about it. Because then it would have been a different conversation. You niggas don't defend nobody. Also, has anybody seen like a section of the white people who've been coming out like hyping the shit up? They've been like, that shit was lit. I've seen so many people from Montgomery, white people, saying, I don't know what these folks were thinking. You can't hit on no old black person up here and feel like that shit gonna work. So I was really happy to see that it was a shared agreement that it was a well-deserved ass whooping for everybody involved. I hope all the black people get out on bail. I don't know if like the big celebrities, Diddy's or the Tyler Perry's or any of the famous people have said anything, but I hope they bond them out or something like that. Y'all got money, I ain't got it. All right, next. Really quick is Jamie Foxx and Jennifer Aniston. They had a situation recently that I did not fucking care for. And Jennifer Aniston, I am a Jennifer Aniston fan. Friends is one of my favorite TV shows to this day. Right? Friends is hilarious. And Jamie made a post recently that said, they killed this guy named Jesus. What did you think? What do you think they'll do to you? Or something like that. They killed this guy named Jesus. So what do you think they'll do to you? So I guess Jennifer Aniston liked it. But then a Jewish ran page or I can't even say that word, anti-Semitic, you know what I'm trying to say. A page that, speaks out against that. Jamie Foxx said an extremely anti-Semitic post about Jews, and Jennifer Aniston liked it. So then she jumps out of fucking nowhere. I didn't like or not like the post. I don't even know what the fuck that means, Jennifer. Make it make sense. So she basically jumped down saying, I don't support any hate speech or any, and then she just kind of went on a rant. Jamie Foxx eventually came back and apologized to the Jewish community for his comment. All right. I don't see anything wrong with the comment he made. Right? Now I understand and it's not all Jewish people because everybody knows what the fuck he was trying to say. He was not talking about Jews. So I don't understand how this was turned into a Jamie Foxx is anti-Semitic, and then Jennifer Aniston just kind of jumps on the bandwagon. Oh, leave me out of it. I don't want anything to do with it. She should have just not said shit. And when he came out and apologized for his comments, he said he was talking about some type of fake friend situation, which we can all relate to. We all have had fake friends, and we've all heard that statement before. I've never necessarily used it, but we've all heard that statement before. Niggas say that all the time. So I didn't care for how quick they kind of pumped Jamie Foxx into an apology. I didn't care for how he did that. And I didn't care for how quick Jennifer Aniston tucked her fucking tail and ran back to like white land. Like, I didn't understand it. I didn't understand it. I didn't care for it. That's where I'm at with it. Okay. Didn't care for it. All right. I think I'm gonna cover that one last because I have opinions. Well, you know what? Let's talk about it real fast since I got some people on the live. So it seems like people are getting back with their exes at a rapid rate. I've noticed that the couple in question the couple, for example, I guess I'm using is Ashanti and Nelly, right? Now, I won't sound like a hating ass bitch, right? But I feel like when you dated somebody for like 10 years, 5 years, whatever, a long period of time, then you take a break. When you get back together, if marriage and children are your goal, I'm looking to see how long it's gonna take that to take place. Now, Ashanti has come out and done interviews saying she's ready for her family. This is before she got back with the nigga. I'm ready for my family. I'm ready for my babies. If I can find the link or something, I'll attach it when I post this episode. But Ashanti's ready for all these things. Nelly was with Ashanti forever, didn't do none of that shit. I don't know why they broke up. They didn't really say. Then he was with the lady that makes the shoe gummy, Chantel. He was with her for a bazillion fucking years. And then out of nowhere, they broke up. Now he's back with Ashanti. They're very, very cute together. But I guess I'm just not impressed with it. It's like I have a friend in real life. They're not celebrities. She spun the block, went back to her nigga. They were rocking for a good year or two, and he still wasn't ready to propose or ready to have babies or any of this other adult shit that people are typically ready to do in their 30s. Ashanti and Nelly in their 40s. So I want to believe that he's gonna do the right thing, but I don't think he's gonna marry Ashanti. Not easily. Like, I don't know if she's gonna have to ride out like another 4 or 5 years for this, but I really hope she doesn't. Ashanti looks so good. And she done rode out for so long. And here's the flip of it. If she's fine waiting for him to be ready to do that, then okay. If she's fine waiting for that, then fine. But if we're going based on what she said this a couple years ago. She's ready for her family. She's ready for this and that. She's ready to be married. She's ready to be a wife. And I'm just interested to see if this nigga is ready for that. Like, is that what you're on, Mr. Nelly, or not? And I guess that would be the same thing I would pose to anybody I knew personally. I'm not really against you spinning the block. I am a retired spin the blocker, right? I've dated all my exes at least 2 or 3 times. Like, I've dated all my exes a lot. So I definitely get it. But at this age, I feel like I wouldn't see what would be taking me back to any of my exes if they're not doing better than they were when I left them, because they're not. I've checked. And if we do get back, okay, prime example. I did get back with one of my exes once. Like, one of my longest, Jamaican ex. I talk about him all the time. Well, I did an episode in about 8 months, bitch. But if you watch the old episodes, I talk about him all the time. And when he and I spun the block, I've dated this man so many times. I just feel like I'm not about to do this shit with you for like 3 years. I'm not even doing it that long. There's nothing else you need to know about me. We've done this for years. We either about to go ahead, get married, have these babies, do this, or we just gonna dead the shit, or are we just fucking, or what? And I ended up leaving the situation because I didn't feel like he wanted much more. And he wouldn't admit to that, but he also wouldn't do more. And so I just had to clear it on my own. So that's what I'm saying. I think once you do it after a certain amount of time, what are we waiting on? I don't know what we're waiting on. All right, hold on. I got a question from Kay. Kay said, do you think he will do it out of guilt? Maybe. And I don't want to say guilt, because my thing is, I don't think he doesn't love her, right? I don't think he would mind marrying Ashanti. I don't think he would mind having a baby with Ashanti. I think what it is with men sometimes, and this is just me speaking as a woman, I think they're just scared. They always feel like they're missing out on something. It's like, man, if I marry her, what about all this other pussy I could have got? Nigga, you know what I'm saying? It's more of a fear thing, I think. So I don't think it's that he doesn't want to be with her. I just think he needs to kind of accept. Like, Nelly seemed like he be popping pills and shit now. Like, we all saw that weird ass video of him. You know what I'm saying? Remember how he was acting on the fucking verses? He was fine as fuck, but it was kind of off. So I don't know. And my thing is, it's like, Ashanti, do you want to deal with that? Oh my gosh. And remember, we saw Nelly fit. If you're on YouTube, I don't know why I'm whispering. If you're on YouTube, it was like that long. It was like this long. It was thick though, and a little girth to it. If you look in the comments, everybody was talking about his dick in the comments. They were just like, I guess Ashanti likes her Miami sausage. It was not that little, but either way, I'm just saying. I don't know about guilt, Kay. I don't want to say guilt, because I do think he loves her. I do think he wouldn't mind being with Ashanti, but I think men have this weird thing sometimes where they feel like they're missing out on something, especially more successful men. Like this is Nelly, right? I think Nelly fine is all hell. So he just, I don't know. It's like I like the men who are content with, I have a good woman. I have I have, you know, jumped head first in multiple vaginas. I've had enough. It's okay now. Now I'm ready to go. Let's go try some other shit, right? So I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not holding my breath. I don't feel like he's gonna do what she wants him to do. I don't think he's gonna propose. And real quick on that about ultimatums, right? I'm not against ultimatums one way or the other. I don't mind getting ultimatums and I don't mind giving ultimatums, but there are certain ultimatums that I'm not going to deal with. So, like for example, um I've used my example with my daughter's father, my ex, a couple times where closer to the end of our relationship, I brought up marriage, and I was like, "Are we gonna? Is this something we're gonna do or not?" And he was just like, "He's not there yet. He's not ready for that yet." You know, his thing was, I was where I wanted to be in life. I had this, and it wasn't a lot. I just he was talking about my degrees and my house, and he was like, he wasn't where he wanted to be yet. I would not have given him an ultimatum of, okay, look, you either marry me and we stay together or we break up, because I don't want to force a man to marry me. For he and I felt like at that point we had a baby and we were on 6 years. If you don't know, if you're not sure today that you want me to be your wife after having this baby and we've been doing this shit for 6 years, then that's it. You know, and I left the situation. So I feel like I'm not against ultimatums, but I'm very weary when it comes to relationship ultimatums, because it's like, I feel like you shouldn't have to drag that out of a person, woman or man, either way. And even with, I would say, relationships, an ultimatum that I'm not necessarily against is if you've been like, y'all been talking or dating or whatever, and you want, okay, we're either going to make this official or we're not. I'm okay with that type of ultimatum, because this is, okay, I would like to just have sex with you only. Are you cool with that? Nah, I still want to drop dick elsewhere. Okay, no problem. You pack your pussy up and you go. That's what you do. That's what I suggest you do in that situation. But to me, that's a decent ultimatum, because you're not begging anything. You're just looking for clarity. So I don't know, okay. I don't know if he's gonna do it out of, I don't know. And my thing is, Ashanti is something too. I know even people my age, I'm 33, and I know a lot of women in my age too, where we feel like, oh my gosh, if no one's married us yet, girl, it ain't that deep. It's, as far as I'm concerned, whenever I'm ready to get a husband, I'll find one. It's always a nigga waiting somewhere. So don't feel like that, and don't let that force you into fucked up situations. I know a lot of unhappy couples. I know a lot of unhappy marriages. And I would much rather be content in my situation than play. Y'all know me, I'm very straightforward. I'm not about to pretend like I'm happy for shit. So anyway. All right, next. All right, I didn't want to talk about this too much, because I can't remember the specifics of the video, but I guess I'll just say this in general. And it's kind of like the comment above with the Jewish community. With the Jewish community, and not the LGBT community, but more so the transgender community, there's an argument floating around. There was a transgender woman, and her comments were, women don't own, period. And I am never, ever, ever, ever going to argue with a born man about who is more of a woman out of the two of us. I'm not going to do that. For one, I'm going to win, because don't nobody cuss you out like a woman does, first of all. And second, I wouldn't do that with a man. If I decided I wanted to be a man today, or if I felt like that's who I really am, or you know, whatever the reason for that transition usually is, I'm not about to argue with a grown ass man about the fact that I'm more of a man than him. I just don't understand. And I've never heard that. I've never seen a woman who transitioned into a man arguing with a man about how much more of a man she is than him. And I don't understand it's not certain that certain sector of the transgender community who feel like they want to tryst with women about periods and breasts and all this other type of shit. Like, I'm never going to do it. Like, I'm never going to do that. I'm not going to do the they and the them and the this, because you know me, I'm a grammar fanatic. Okay. I am a writer, grammatically correct. I'm not about to they and them you and all this weird shit. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Like, I'll respect whatever it is you want to be called, like by your name, but it's too much. And I feel like everyone kind of walks on eggshells and is like fucking nervous to say something in regards to this. Whereas this sector of the transgender community I'm even comfortable saying that attacks women or attacks men, and I think we're called cis or some shit like that. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. I'm not arguing with you about periods and vaginas and breasts and uteruses and all this type of shit. The amount of fucking complications and drama that comes with owning a uterus and a vagina. And a born man is about to argue with me, telling me he's more of a woman than me. We're not about to have this fucking argument, my guy. Have a good day and get the fuck out of my face. Okay, hold on. I have a comment from Mr. Eric. He says, what's your take on marriage being more of a financial risk for men if the relationship is exactly where the couple wants it to be, but he doesn't want to get married due to the potential risk? All right, Mr. Eric, I'm going to be honest with you. I do not want a traditional marriage, meaning where everything is all mingled and intertwined. And then if something happens, it's a problem now and we got it, whatever. I don't feel like marriage is more of a financial risk for a man, because I know of women in my relationships, I've been the one with more money. So if anything, it's more of a fucking financial risk for me. And even in one of my longer relationships, I proposed the idea of a prenuptial agreement, and it was a big ass argument. It was like, you really feel like I take your money? You really feel like, no, nigga, but that's why you have car insurance. Nobody expects their car to wrap around a goddamn pole one day, but you have insurance just in case. And so that was my argument for prenuptial agreements, and it turned into an argument. So I don't think men are more at risk of it. I think whoever has the most money is more at risk, but that's when you put barriers and guards in place to protect yourself. I would advise anybody getting married to get a prenuptial agreement. I wouldn't, especially if you have something to lose, and I do. So I wouldn't put anything at a risk like that. And for a man not wanting to get married because of the potential risk, there are many ways to work around that. So to me, that excuse wouldn't work with me. It would be like, okay, we can still do it. Like my vision of a marriage, I guess it could be, we would still go. I would still change my last name. I would still give like my rights. I forgot what it's called, but it's like, if I'm unconscious, I'm on my deathbed, and the decision needs to be drawn, and the decision needs to be made about pulling the plug or something like that, I would give that to my husband, if that's my understanding. Like right now, it'd probably be my mom. So there are a lot of things you can do to still give your wife or your husband, if it's a woman not wanting to get married, the comfort of being in what our society deems as normal. What our society deems as normal is a monogamous relationship. And yes, we have all this other polygamous shit, but we ain't on that. I'm not on it, and that's not what the question was. So I think there are ways around it if you really want to do it. You can't. I wouldn't take the financial risk thing as a reason to not get married if I wanted to be married. And that's also something I guess you should discuss with somebody you're dating before it even gets that far. You can find out in the first damn conversation if somebody ever plans on being married again, and or ever plans on being married, and make your decision, based on that. So anyway, I just and with the whole argument with that, there was a comment. I wrote this down to talk about it on the next episode, which was months ago, and I never did it. But it was Macy Gray, the singer Macy Gray, and Macy Gray was on Piers Morgan's show, and she of course got attacked and dragged by the LGBTQ community. She got backlash for her comments. But she said, as a woman, let me just say this: just because you change your parts doesn't make you a woman. I'm sorry, it doesn't. And people clapped for it. And then once the interview went out, everybody started dragging her. And I'm sorry, but what the fuck was wrong with what she said? What was wrong with what she said? I don't see anything wrong with what she said. I think she's absolutely fucking correct. Just because I changed my part, I don't think that necessarily makes me a man either. There's so many things that are involved in what you do and what men do and what women go through for me to decide to just take on the persona of being a man, not knowing what a man has to deal with. I feel like it's offensive. It's kind of like how we feel about the Dolezal lady, the white lady that keeps saying she black. She has a documentary on Netflix or Hulu or something. Please watch it if you feel like being irritated. That's just crazy. Like, she's insane. Like, she's really like, well, I'm black. No, you're not. Sis, I'm black. Look, see me YouTube, Instagram. All right, hold on. I got a comment again from Mr. Eric. He said prenuptial agreements are harder to hold up the longer relationship lasts. I have heard that, yes. Divorce rates are 50% with 80% of them initiated by women, and courts are more favorable towards women financially. This is true because I guess maybe courts are more, maybe the United States judicial system is more on a traditional thing where they're expecting men to provide and protect or whatever. And I agree. I think we probably do, especially like with kids and stuff like that. Women do usually get favored, from my understanding. I think it does depend on the state too. I know certain states are actually on the guy's side. So, I agree. But to take it all the way back then, Eric, like I said, I think there are ways to have your marriage without necessarily having the law as involved in it as they would like. And I think in all fairness, if it's a woman not wanting to be married or a guy not wanting to be married, you need to also think about your partner, right? If you want to be with them for the rest of your life, what fucking difference would it make if you give them a pretty ring, let them have their wedding or whatever, or give this man a peace of mind and take his last name or whatever it is? I just feel like that has a lot to do with your relationship. And if you really want your partner to be happy, you know what I'm saying? And if marriage is not for you, it's not for you. But then you just want another motherfucker. How you doing, Jody girl? What's up? Okay. All right. So yeah, so just to sum that up again, I respect everyone's views, but I feel like with the Jewish community and with certain aspects of the LGBT community and certain aspects of the Jewish community, again, to be fair, you can't say anything. You're automatically anti this and anti that and whatever. And I feel like none of that fucking energy is involved when somebody's saying some crazy shit about niggas. When it's black getting dragged any which way, everyone's silent. And I also think that's something black people can learn from the LGBT community and the Jewish community. They don't let nobody fuck with them. Nobody. Can't nobody say nothing crazy to them. And I feel like this whole Montgomery Brawl thing, I think what gave black people the warm and fuzzies was the way all the black people came together and said, no, bitch, not today. And whooped everybody's ass. And that's what we need more of in general. So I don't know. I would love for that to spark like a black camaraderie movement. I don't see it, bitch, but I would like that. All right, 2 topics left. All right, let's do this real quick. Let's talk about Carly Russell real fast. It's already happened. The girl was lying. She fucked up her life. This shit crazy. Okay. When it first happened, I was very scared, right? Y'all know I'm scared of being kidnapped. I feel like everybody trying to kidnap me. So, I got the blicky head on a swivel. It's weird. But the whole situation, I knew she was lying once. I knew she was lying because I thought it was weird that nobody else, there were no other reports of somebody calling saying they see a baby on the highway, right? So that was weird. I've called the police before because I've seen, like, one time I saw, like, right on 441 and like Oakland, right in front of the ghetto Walmart, remember the club Walmart? A piece of grass, a patch of grass in the middle of the street was on fire. It was the weirdest shit I had ever seen. I called 911 and they were like, yes, ma'am, on Oakland. I said, yes. It's okay. We've gotten a few calls about that already. And some other time I called for something and they said they have gotten calls about it already. So I thought it was weird that happened, but I was like, all right, maybe this bitch just got supervision or whatever. So I still gave her the benefit of the doubt. Mind you, I am investigative discovery, Oxygen Channel, true crime bitch, right? I watch it all day, every day. None of that shit made sense. Where Carly lost me altogether was when her parents must have called the police and said the bitch just walked home, showed up, everything was fine. I said, what you mean? What you mean she just walked in, showed up, everything was fine? If my kid was missing for 4 days, I don't even know y'all know how I move about Mia. So I would have been, the reaction just would have been different. I called bullshit right then and there. So fast forward all the way now, the policeman came out. Shout out to whoever that was giving us the reports. That the older white man with the glasses and the blonde hair. He's so fucking sick of Carly. He's so fucking sick of Carly. I laughed every time I saw him come up on the screen because he was over. He had been over her shit since before. Yeah. So my issue with her is I don't, it's kind of like how I feel about Tory Lane's situation. I'm not happy about it. I'm not mad about it. It just is what it is. You play a stupid game, you win a stupid prize. I'm never going to be happy about Black people going to prison. Like I'm never, well, let me take it back, bitch. There are some people I'm happy about. We're talking about actual serious offenders or whatever. Even with Tory Lane, it's just unfortunate that he made these poor decisions and this happened. But again, you play a stupid game, you win a stupid prize. With this girl, the fact that she did all this allegedly over a nigga irritates me even more. But it's even for the people that are kind of coming at her crazy. It's like, this bitch is this, she's that. My thing is, nobody in their right mental state would do no dumb shit like that anyway. We got to start thinking about it that way. Everybody who is giving all these logical explanations for why Carly shouldn't have did this, exactly. And if this bitch thought of that, she wouldn't have fucking done it, right? She is only 25. I know a lot of bitches in their 30s that do dumb shit over niggas today. So it's a combination of, I'm not gonna bash this girl. I keep want to call her a little girl. She's 25. I'm not that much older than her, but I don't want to bash her. But I just hope it is a lesson for other girls going forward. And the bigger thing with me, where Carly, to me, the thing that Carly's never going to be able to live down is how much of a fucking lame she is. She's lame. She's lame as fuck, right? For doing some shit like that. And to me, that's the harder part to get over. I don't know what the trial's going to be. I don't know what the charges are. I don't know how much time she could be facing for the lies and the bullshit. I do feel like she should, if she get locked up, lock her up. I feel like if it's prison, probation, whatever it is, she deserves that because of the repercussions. She really to find out that the whole time she was talking to the police, she drove the distance of 6 football fields. The girl was Googling how to take money from a register without getting caught. How much does an Amber Alert cost? It's insane. It's insane. But this is what our young girls are doing. So that's also something to consider. That's not my generation. She's not a millennial. She's Leona age, my little sister age. And I don't know. Just pray for your kids. Because I'm thinking of her parents too. Her mom her mom knew it was bullshit. So her mom was like, she was fighting mentally and this and that. Okay, sis. Okay. And that means she needs a therapist and she needs to leave the nigga. And let's talk about the nigga. Because the nigga she did all this for, he's doing club appearances. He's doing club appearances. He's showing up at a club near you. And what irritates me the most with this is he's gonna get girls who want to fuck him because bitches is dumb. So they're gonna be like, oh, I want some of that dick that make me go missing. The Lord is not pleased. He's not pleased. So I wish Carly the best. I'm really interested to hear what these charges are, and whatever they throw at her ass, I hope they throw it. Yes, white women have done this as well. And yes, it is very fucked up because we have so many Black girls missing. So this is why I feel like we can't just let her get by scotch-free. Lock her ass up if that's what y'all want to do, charge her, whatever the case is. But she can't be there mentally all the way. And it doesn't have to be schizophrenia or some really deep, dark, a harder mental thing to deal with. She's just low self-esteem. Like, we need to start calling this shit. These things are tragedies on our fucking kids, right? Low self-esteem. I saw some post she put about a girl. Apparently, she was arguing with his side chick, which again, so you have embarrassed your whole fucking family and caught a case over a nigga that had a side bitch, and you arguing with side bitches. What is wrong with y'all? That's what I'm saying. Save the youth. Save the youth. What we need to do as older women is guide these young girls away from niggas with side bitches. It ain't never been cute to be a side bitch. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. And I'm not arguing with my nigga's side bitch. What kind of sense does that make? She writing the side bitch talking about, I'm beautiful, you're ugly. You're poor, I'm rich. Well, Carly, look at your nappy. Look at your nappy. It's giving prison. It's giving prison. So, and while you're no, she made bail. But while you're fighting for your freedom, your ex-nigga is doing club appearances. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much for me. While you're locked up, he's doing club appearances trying to get his fucking followers up. So I wish her well. I'm gonna definitely see I definitely want to see how she got it. All right, the last one I'm gonna talk about, and it ties into this previous conversation. My good sis, Summer Walker. I'm a huge Summer Walker fan. I know both of her albums by heart. Love Summer. Um, and next to her, I have Suki, because I got a comment on Suki ass too. All right, I'm gonna say this, right? I love how unapologetically herself Summer is, right? Summer says, I'm not about to come out here doing dance. Well, it seems like she is doing a little 1-2 step now. But Summer was like, I'm gonna sing very straight face like this, do the way you love it. I don't think her neck moved that much. So I love Summer, but she loses me when she does obvious hood rat shit and then gets mad when we call her on. Right? Kind of same with Suki. I saw a snippet of an interview Suki had recently, and she went on going the fuck off about, oh, you bitches be fucking mad niggas. I was fucking and swallowing, but it was one Suki. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, friend. I never want to see her throwing up on the dick or whatever she was doing, but I've seen a screenshot of the way her face looked when she was doing whatever she was doing. I also just recently saw a snippet of her in London yelling in front of these British white people about getting her coochie scratched and yelling nigga out all loud. And she's embarrassing. Like Suki is embarrassing. And I'm comfortable saying that. I would tell Suki that to her face. She's embarrassing. And I don't think she really is as comfortable with the stuff that she does like she says she is. Because if she was, she wouldn't get so defensive when people call her out on it. You get what I'm saying? In one breath, she says things like, don't shame, like kind of not to shame her or she's not ashamed of sex work or whatever. And then the next breath, but you bitches out here fucking mad niggas. Well, bitch, what is it? What is it? Is it all hoes are safe or not? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand that. And as a black person a black woman that lives in America, I don't like that. I don't like if that is a part of the representation of what black women look like, because y'all also got to understand that even with me, when people see me automatically with these nails, they just assume I'm just ghetto as all the fuck, right? And I love that because then I speak. And then it's like, oh, she has a little bit of sense. I got a little something, right? So there are stereotypes that you automatically get put on you. And then there are ones that you feed. And she feeds that. Summer feeds it as well. And then for you to come out, you arguing with his side bitch, just like Carly asked. She was arguing with his side bitch a couple of days before, and then Meech following big booty bitches into their house. So it's like you're embarrassing yourself so much. Arguing, and then she dragged Jada in it, which I just thought was also tacky. And I don't feel like she was trying to be like malicious with it. I feel like she was really just trying to be funny. But it didn't work because Jada and her homegirl came and kind of snapped on her ass. So my issue with Summer is I wish she just stayed a little lower with her decision, because then it wouldn't be so in your fucking face, right? That you really out here just doing whatever. And everybody was keeping their fingers crossed, praying and hoping she didn't get pregnant, because it seemed like every nigga Summer made, she had a baby. But the last one she had. So I don't know. And then after the breakup and after everybody said I told you so, I guess, then she just went and literally just like busted wide open like this, coochie out. And Santana came and like smacked a stack of money right on her cooch. And all right, Summer, I guess it's going to always be a case of her choosing to do whatever she wants to do. But then we're going to continue to drag you. I feel like just go cry quietly. That's how I feel. You decided to stay with this nigga. You was loud about this nigga. When people was telling you be quiet, me's cheating, it's fuck you, and I'ma keep having babies, and I like ghetto shit. Okay, bitch, what it is? He cheating on you like most ghetto ass situations. And it's gonna continue to be that way. I don't know, and I guess I'm trying to remember too that Summer is younger than me, and that's always mind blowing to me because I keep Alexa, how old is Sukiana?
Suki is 31 years old and was born on November 15th, 1991.
All right, so Suki.
By the way, I can speak in a kid-friendly dragon voice. Want to try it?
No, thank you. She said she could speak in a kid-friendly dragon voice. I don't need that. Thank you, though. That's my good sis. All right, Suki 31. Alexa, how old is Summer Walker?
Summer Walker is 27 years old.
All right. All right. Yeah. I had my baby at 22, so fine. I'm disappointed in her. And I guess the only thing I can say is I hope the album's gonna be lit, right? Like the album should be great because Meech don't give a fuck, right? He diving groceries first, so he doesn't care. And then I hate that too. I guess that's something I used to do when I was younger, but I guess as an adult now, I hate seeing girls like be all emotional on social media. I'd be like, sis, he don't give a fuck. Stop posting shit like that. I hate seeing that type of shit now because I know this nigga don't care. So anyway, with that being said, that is it, you guys. That's why I'm gonna stop this episode today. I think it was nice. Let's talk about it. How did it feel being back? It was nice. It was nice. When am I gonna do this again? Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. Yes, soon. Oh, special shout out to my daughter. My daughter will be 11 on August 14th. Shout out to all the Leo gang. So I'm gonna be crying a lot in the next couple of days. I look very much so forward to that. Look forward to crying. She's also going to middle school and devastated. And an update for you guys, like I said, with Big Mike. Big Mike is fine. I'll see if I can get her to like come do a guest appearance or something at some point. She does have time. She's taken a pause from having babies. Micah has had two since the last time she's been on this fucking podcast. Right? I don't think Micah's come back on here since she's been pregnant. So yeah, Micah has had two babies. She has had two babies since the last time she was on here. And she did call me like a month ago about a topic, and she was like, I know you do the podcast by yourself now, but maybe we could do this one. So she does want to jump in when she can, but sis got a almost 2-year-old and a 2-month-old and a whole man and a whole house she's trying to buy, and she got a lot going on. So I'll see if I can get Big Mike to come through and say hey to you guys. But she is doing well. She is doing well. Her kids are doing well. They're very cute. Her youngest one looks just like me. Very interesting. Don't know how. Not upset. And I guess I'm gonna go, guys. That was it. I came back. It wasn't that bad. All right. So this is the part I can't remember. All right. Follow us on Let Us Say It For You on IG. Let Us Say It For You on YouTube. Let Us Say It For You, Just the You on Twitter. Right? That doesn't feel right. I used to say it real fast. Follow us on Let Us Say It For You on IG. Let Us Say It For You, Let Us Say It For You, Just the You on Twitter. I think something like that. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Thank you guys. Whoever does listen to this, thank you guys for coming back. I promise I'm going to be more consistent. I'm going to find a way to have the energy to do this because I actually do enjoy it. Thank you guys so much for listening. Have a great day.